What's going on, everybody? Welcome to yet another episode. This is episode 3. I go by the name of Desmond Bonnet.
I'm Pablo.
This is my co-host, my partner. His name is Lade, man. This here is TheyFiredUs, brought to you by WTFU.
I'm Pablo. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's Pablo.
Gracias.
Nice to meet you, Pablo. I don't know if you kind of familiar on what we do here, but
We work.
heard you.
Yeah. They fired us, so we work.
That's crazy, right? They fired us, so we work.
Makes sense. All right, guys. How's everybody doing? To all the listeners, everybody out there, man. You just want to say, stay strong. We know a lot of you are still quarantining. Obviously, because we have no choice. When we are anxious and we want to get back out to our regular lives, but it looks like normal will not be normal anymore. So we just pray and hope that you are continuing the good fight. In a nutshell, we have yet again our outline and stuff dated. However, there are a lot of things happening. On episode 1, which we didn't even get a chance to even say, that we had a whole thing. We had 10 reasons why one might get fired from a job. And that was our initial episode that we wanted to do. However, due to the circumstances, the tragic circumstances that we have chose to talk about Black Lives Matter. Now, we wanted to talk about that today as well. But first, before we even dissect into that, things just keep happening. Current events, some tragic moments. So we're going to talk about that and then go to reasons why somebody might get fired from a job. This episode is brought to you by Ann's Pizza. I still remember, never forget, the real 9/11. Yeah. Teardrop. Little Wayne tag. Okay, back to more serious talk. We want to rest in peace. We want to do a rest in peace for yet again the young activist. I do not want to butcher her name. I know her name is African. My name is African for those who know my full name. And I'm very keen in pronouncing people's names correct. And I do not want to butcher her name in that honor. The young activist who was sadly killed. And I'm hearing stories that she was killed by another Black person. I'm hearing that she wasn't even killed by somebody who was opposing us. I do not know if that's true or not. I didn't fact check it. So I wanted to start off before even the rest in peace, that a message for all Black kings and queens. This is a time right now that we have to, as well as we're doing right now, as well as the momentum is going, as well as the awareness and the protesting is going, I want to just say to everybody, this is not a time to kill each other. This is not a time to harm each other. This is the time to, if you're dealing with any mental health issues, to please get checked out or please talk to a friend or loved one. These are some serious times, and as a collective, we need to hold each other down and support each other. Yes, the protesting is fine. Yes, the speaking on your platforms is fine. But however, we have to understand that this is more than just an attack from our enemy, from the opposer, from quote unquote, if you want to quote it as white supremacy or the KKK. This is bigger than that. And we have to support each other. Everybody's talking about separation, but if we're really going to separate, how are we going to separate when we're not holding each other accountable, and we're not helping each other, you know, throughout time. So before we even go to the rest in peace, you know, this is my message to Black kings, you know, to please respect your woman. You do not have to kill, you do not have to harm your Black and brown queens out there. You know, people in big cities. I'm not gonna just put this on New York. You know, New York, Chicago, LA, Florida. You know, gun violence has to stop. You know, through our years, through the last 10 decades, I think the Black community, we learn a lot from music. And we haven't had that many good examples in music of which direction to go to. You know, we had Pop Smoke, we had Nipsey, and look what happened to them within the last decade. Prior to that, we've had Tupac. And the only reason why, well, I don't want to say the only reason why. And the main reason why I'm mentioning this is because if you go back to Tupac's music and you listen to his messages, you listen to the words that he was saying, he spoke the truth. There was one video where he was in the studio or whatever, and he was saying that, yo, like, what we really need to be doing. No, he said it in the studio, and he also said it in a gun range. And he said that what we need to be doing is killing the cops. Now, me personally, I don't believe in killing. However, if we're being attacked, then we have to defend ourselves. And it's better to kill them because they're killing us than to kill our own. You know what I'm saying?
There's a report that came out. I actually seen it today, and it says something along the lines of since George Floyd's death, 20 days, there has been 120 cop killings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. You know, you have killings, you have people being hung. This is a modern day, but we have almost 470 years since we've been through slavery, since we've been through segregation, since we've been through all of this stuff, right? Where you will see pictures of people actually being hung and people being whipped and beaten, killed. You had pregnant ladies with their stomachs being cut open. These are things that all happened during the slave trade. You know, you had women being showcased, you know, to entertain the white men, you know, and that was the beginning of, you know, the circus. That was beginning of the zoo. You have men fighting each other, Black men fighting each other until the death. That was the beginning of, you know, that was the beginning of boxing and wrestling. That was before the Europeans, when they had that, you know, the Colosseum and then, you know, so we have all of that history, and we're still dealing with that today. What does that tell you? And America's supposed to be land of the free.
imagine all the kids who grew up just flipping through pages and whatever they was reading. Like, really, really think about that. This went from, it's always existed, but for certain generations, this went from something that you know happened before to now you seeing this shit right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Imagine that, all of these history books that have certain things involving slavery. Now we're like, all those pictures are coming to life in 2020.
Yeah. And, you know, I think we mentioned it in episode 1, shots fired. However, kids are seeing this right now. Kids are literally being exposed to all of this happening right now. Like we are living in some serious times, you know, like I saw a video yesterday where a cop had the gun out to 6 black kids.
Teenagers, right?
I mean, my guess is younger than teenagers. You know, my guess is what, 9, 10. You know, and if it wasn't for the black queens yelling and telling them to stop and people, you know, filming, who knows what happened?
And
Who
his
knows?
response was, "There's 5 of them and 1 of me." You have a gun drawn on 5 kids. And if I'm getting the number wrong, I apologize. You have your gun drawn on kids. And your excuse is you saying you're outnumbered. You have a gun. This is something that is known and proven to be deadly to anything that it comes in contact with.
Yeah,
Cops walk around and pretend like they don't know what's going on. Even the so-called good ones who walk around and pretend like you don't know what's going on, but still you don't change the tactics, you don't change how you approach, you don't change none of that. One of the things that I heard one of the guys in the video saying was, everybody from here knows that this is a pathway to the store right down the block. And that was a part of the cops' excuse. Oh, he's seen them cut through this way. That's a known shortcut. You have no reason to stop these kids that literally nothing. One had a shirt over his shoulder. What are they gonna do?
yeah. Kids are quarantined. Kids are bored, so they're gonna try to find ways to have fun. If they go through a shortcut through in a residential area, all you have to do, roll down your window, ask them is, "Hey, is everything good? Everything okay?" Are they under um are they under are they under suspicion? Like did the did somebody call in on a walkie like 5 or 6 black kids are causing trouble? Like no, like you just happen to pull over, you wanted to use your authority figure, and like that's it. And I'm always going to stress until this whole thing blows over. Tasers, handcuffs, pepper spray. You have all these other things, and you choose
Guns.
to take out your gun.
And if you're worried about my fault,
Now
and
go
if, you,
ahead.
if you're worried about your safety, you have a bulletproof vest on. What cop has gone into a shootout with an individual that had a bulletproof vest on? Please tell me. You're in fear of your safety. Let's say you do get shot out there in the line of duty or whatever it is. The percentage is less as far as you dying than it is on the person you're shooting at.
Yeah,
Because you have a bulletproof vest on and you have, like, come on, man.
yeah. And the excuse is always like, you know, that's been said was, I'm a fear my life. What are you fearing? What are you fearing? You know, a lot of them would say, oh, you don't understand what it is to be a cop. No, you don't understand what it is to be a black person who has to fear cops. You know, it's it truly makes no sense. Can't really wrap my head around it. You know, but I do know that the fight has to go on. We have to continue to, you know, just speak from our platforms. You know, I've been really just beating myself up on just like, what can I do more, you know, can I, how am I using my platform, to spread the right messages? Am I trying to educate? Am I, am I helping or am I hindering? And I'm trying to make sure that I'm helping, and I'm not hindering, and I'm adding concrete solutions, and I'm not hurting, because at the end of the day, it's just like we're all in this together, and this is all about coming together, So Um, you know, can't even talk. There's a lot of people who need to be held accountable for. You know, justice has to be passed. You know, we still have Breonna Taylor, still have the cops who have to get arrested. Like, how do we have laws being passed and she's not, and the cops are not arrested?
And the police report says no, or what was the incident report, whatever you call it, no injuries. Like, are you kidding me?
And it was empty. It was empty. You have the audacity not to write on the incident report. Like, you have the audacity, you know?
No injuries. This woman is no longer here no more. She was in the comfort of her own home, and you got the nerve to put down no injuries.
Yeah.
Pass law in honor of this young woman, but still no justice. It's like y'all trying to please everybody without doing what the fuck needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the law being passed. Put the motherfuckers in jail.
Yeah, facts. And what I would say is that this has become a trendy clusterfuck, if I could say. We have streets that's being named Black Lives Matter. We have paintings on the street, Black Lives Matter. None of that even matters until Black people get justice here in America and all across the world. So I would rather do without the signs. I would do without the yellow on the floor, and I would do with justice, and I would do with them honoring what they need to be done. You know how many court cases need to be reopened? You know how many court cases they're not opening because somebody works for the FBI or somebody works in the government, somebody's friends of, and it needs to be opened?
In my opinion, that needs to be attacked. And I hate to be one of the ones that sound like they putting it on certain people, but facts is facts, and it's just the truth.
Yeah.
He himself, me, myself, or anyone we might know might not necessarily be in that position to attack, that certain group right there.
Of course. I mean,
so
yeah.
everybody who supports what's going on, everybody who's just been talking and involved in what's going on. And I'm speaking to the higher ups. I'm talking to the Black and brown lawyers, to the Black and brown judges, to the Black and brown high level activists, the ones who claim to really, really fight, and the ones who say that they got into politics or they got into whatever they're into because they wanted to make a change. This is the moment. What's the sign? I seen a sign in a IG post. Something along the lines of, you wanted to be invited to the cookout, well, this is the cookout. A lot of people have been murdered unjustly, and these cops are still walking around free. There's many cases, same exact cases, but because of the color of the skin, one is let off with probation, the other is doing time in jail.
Yeah.
Everybody talks so much about prison reform. Shout out to Meek, Jay-Z. I get it, I understand it, I appreciate it. But also within that, just like Lade said, and my bad, because I know I tend to go off on a rant, but just like Lade said, those cases have to be reopened. That's what needs to be attacked. All you lawyers that fight so hard to get these inmates out of jail that's in there, wrongfully accused, also start attacking the ones who might not, be able to get to you to get that help.
Yeah. And saying that, it's so difficult for the mere reason that every day somebody's being killed. Every day somebody is going to jail. So it's definitely hard, and that is its own math problem in a sense. Imagine the whole world could go with one day without somebody dying from a kill. Imagine that. That would be history in a nutshell. you know. But we are fighting a bigger enemy, you know. Um, I also want to big up all the people who are not of, you know, black or brown color, who are spreading the word, who are protesting, who are using their social media platforms for awareness, who are sharing, you know, black businesses, you know, whether it's from restaurants to fashion to beauty care. You know, it's as hard as it is to realize that we have to come to this point. I want to say that it's a good time to be alive, you know, because it's almost like an awakening, you know. So shout outs to all of you guys. Appreciative of it, and keep on doing it. I want to, I want to, I want to call out, I want to call out all the black people who are, and this is me. You might say I'm judging, and in a way, it's a form of a judgment because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know, but I'm making this judgment. Going to pick up the latest Jordans, it's not important right now. Like waiting online for a pair of Jordans is not important right now. Like you can you can do that from your phone and just keep it moving. You know, we have bigger issues to attack right now. We have bigger problems. You know, this world comes into a clusterfuck. Ain't no more Jordans. Then what? Then what are you gonna do? You know, we have to get our priorities intact, in shape, and this is why, you know, white supremacy, you know, the KKK, the cops, etc., the government think that they can do whatever they want to do with us because we have no control, we have no discipline, we get distracted. This is the time where we're supposed to, if quarantine wasn't a wake-up call and this is not a wake-up call, then I don't know what is. If this is not a wake-up call to get the shit together, then I don't know what is.
And that's the most important thing. Getting the shit together and continuing. Cause let's be real. Ever since this whole quarantine stopped, it's stopped, right? If I'm not mistaken, in New York at least.
No, it didn't stop. It's just like phase one, phase two.
You know, whatever it is like that. I go outside right now. It's a lot of people outside. It's a lot of people outside. And I'm not even saying that there's anything wrong with that. But the point I'm trying to make is the reality is I know New York wants to get back to regular. You want to, whatever you was doing before all this happened, you want to get back to that. And I know there's an urgency and I know there's just a plain urge to get to that, which is fine. We all still have a life to try to live the best way we can. But to go back to what Lade said, don't stop. Even the ones who are not black or brown. Don't just don't be so forward down. You're a part of the movement and you're in support and the protests and everything like that. But just like everything in the world is hype at a certain time and then it kind of dies down. But it's up to everybody to make sure that this particular thing never dies down.
Yeah.
There's something that I'm not going to speak on, but it has to do with a job that we both worked at. Something popped up, had everybody in tune, and just like with that, the steam or whatever it had died down.
Yeah. You know, it's funny too because I was going to make an analogy, but you know, all right. We did security at the job, and I don't want and I don't want to give them any liberty during this podcast right now. I want to save it for a later time. However, you mentioned a good point about Brenda Taylor. I mean Brenda Breonna Taylor, excuse me. Her incident report had nothing on it. When we would catch stealers, there was no incident report. There was nothing. And this is just our truth. This is not trying to say anything about the company. This is not trying to put the company down. So we understand from a small scale. We understand that. So imagine something bigger, 10x, no incident report on that. Imagine how we can relate to that. Imagine how we feel for her mother. A slap in the face. You pass a law one day, and then I don't even want to say the next day because I don't know, but the same week or within a 7-day time span, you find out that the incident report is blank and has nothing on it.
And then one of the things you do write on it is no injuries. This is why I go back all the time in my personal life on this platform and just every day, and I will always repeat that. Character. Sleep in her home. Killed in her home while she was asleep. Incident report reads nothing, no injuries. This is why I mentioned just being evil and having a certain level of hate. Imagine if that was your daughter. Imagine if that was your sister, your wife. And you've seen or know what happened to her, and you read this report. Do you think it would have been like this if it was the other way around and the cop read an incident report about somebody that he knows or his family or whatever, and it said no injuries? Let's stop acting like this shit ain't real as far as what's going on. Nobody's important than the next person, and that's exactly how they make it seem. If a cop's family member gets shot right now, it'll be way more going on than what the fuck's going on for Breonna Taylor. Rest in peace to that young queen.
I wanna pick up what you just said right now, because as Black and brown people, we have a tendency of not caring until it hits us directly. And we need to change that. We need to change that. We don't care until it hits us directly. Only reason why we care is music, sports, any form of entertainment. You know, the same way, and this is gonna sound trying to find the right word. I mean it with the utmost respect. The same way we have when a king and queen passes away, Kobe passed away, Nipsey passed away, Martin Luther King passed away, Malcolm X passed away. The same way we have that anger, the same way we have that, it's the same way that we should have our kings and queens. Because we all know that we are all brothers and sisters. We all know that. If we all know that the birthplace is Africa, if we all know that, and we all know that we're brothers and sisters, then we should treat each other like that. And by treating each other like that, when something happens, oh man, we the first people to say that, oh, the Jewish have this, the Jewish have that. But they stick together. They protect each other. We all seen the funeral when the cop tried to, and what they did. They all protected each other. We need to do the same.
Just to add on one more thing to what Lade said. I'm not sure the date this episode is going up, so I'm not even gonna say when I seen this, but today while we're recording, last night, the first time I seen this video. And on a previous podcast, we spoke about a situation where a bunch of dudes basically jumped in a little girl. Right now, with everything going on, everything we just spoke about, go to the past, go to the previous episodes, still talking about it. Everything that we're talking about, the names that we mentioned, well, they just said treat your queens better. Treat your king and queens better. Rally around them to protect the way we do for these people that we idolize. But what I really want to say is, and I'm not even going to show the video because I don't want to. The video that I saw was a young black queen. I don't know her age. Got thrown in a dumpster, recorded on camera, and laughed at, crying, fucking embarrassed. This ain't the fucking time to be doing this to our own fucking people. Period. Seeing that video, you know how upset I got just watching that? Right now, out of all times, there's never a good time for that. So correct me on that one. There's never a good time for that. But right now, and you put it on social media so everybody else can laugh at it, what you think she gonna do when she go home? What you think that embarrassment does to her mental? To do this to a woman, throw her in a fucking dumpster and watch her cry and you laughing and recording it.
No.
This is exactly what the fuck we talking about. But a lot of y'all fake motherfuckers, and I don't care if anybody get mad at me, a lot of y'all fake is championing and putting y'all fist up for Breonna Taylor. A lot of y'all standing on the front lines pretending that y'all do this every single day because y'all want to be a part of the cause. But turn around, we still got this dumb shit doing. But turn around and y'all still doing this dumb shit. I can't even get my words out correct.
You know, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. You know, and that's the thing with what's happening right now. There's so many things each and every single day, each and every single moment that's bringing the light. That's coming to surface. You know, like there was even a video where a boy was shooting basketball, and he saw that a cop car was coming, and he hid behind the car, so the cops won't see him. When the cops drove past, and he went back out and continued playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should not have to fear the cops for nothing. The cops are here to protect and serve, and that's what they should be doing. With as much was going on in the 80s and 90s growing up, I never feared the cops. Never. I can honestly say I never feared the cops. You know? Do I fear them now? I've been privileged and blessed not to be put in that situation. But if I'm in a situation like that, then I might have to fear. I might have to fear my own life. You know what I'm saying? When I was in Boston, when I said I had an incident where I was pulled over by the cops. Yes, I feared. Yes, I feared. Late night, we're in one of those Dodge Chargers, you know, and the cops pulled us over. Of course, white. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the car had tents on it. You know, it was just wrong place, wrong time, and you know. But these stories keep on happening, and this is what I'm saying, that you know, this coming together is crucial. We need to stop having this, oh, I don't give a fuck attitude. We just need to stop having this I don't give a fuck attitude. Like it's it is hurting us whether we realize it or not. You know, we have to stop doing stuff for clout, stop doing stuff for hype. You know what I'm saying? And get back to, it takes a village to raise a child. We really need to get back to that, because that girl is going to be scarred for the rest of her life. You know, the person who was bullied as a kid or who's being bullied right now has to deal with that. You know, a girl who was molested and raped has to deal with that for the rest of her life. You know, a person who was shot and killed, their mother or father, their guardians, their brothers, sisters, family have to deal with that for the rest of their life. You know, I mentioned in the other video, parents, when they have kids, their thought process is always about passing before their kids pass. It is never their kids passing before them. Parents, when they have kids, their thought is their kids becoming better than them. A great majority. Doesn't happen in all families, a great majority. So for this to happen right now, for this to happen, you know, just like the boys when they beat up the parents, when they beat up the girl, and some of the parents took their kids to the police station. They wasn't playing with it because they know they don't stand up for it. You know, the same thing needs to happen right now. The parents, if they have parents or guardian, needs to take accountability right now. And a message to you young kids think y'all know everything right now. Y'all think y'all got it made. Y'all think that y'all don't have to answer to any authority. Tell that to the cops now. Y'all playing all gangster, y'all playing all tough. Tell that to the KKK. Tell that to white supremacy who don't give two shits about you. You guys are out there saying, I don't give a fuck, I don't care, to the wrong people. And this is the message that Tupac was saying. You were quick to tell your mother, you were quick to tell your grandparents, you were quick to tell your father, you were quick to tell, and I get it. Some of y'all have terrible situations. Understood. But some of y'all are quick to say, fuck y'all, I don't need y'all, I don't care. But won't say that to the white man. Won't say that to a cop. Won't say that to KKK if y'all saw him. Won't say it to a white judge if y'all wasn't caught. Wouldn't have the balls to even say anything.
What if she's... Me personally, I wish she did.
What if she what? I didn't hear you.
What if she had a gun on her? Like, I'm speaking directly to the dudes in that video. What if she had a gun on her? And if not all of y'all lives, at least one or two was taken. What would the story would have been then? Oh, we was just joking. We didn't know it was gonna get that serious. What would have been said if that would have been the outcome instead? Mm-hmm. I encourage every woman.
Yo, this is a scary time. This is a scary time. And this is why I've always said this in my heart of hearts. If I had a kid and that kid ended up to be a daughter, that daughter's karate, boxing, everything. Because I'll be damned if somebody put their hands on her. I will be damned. I will be damned, you know. And, you know, now that you have to think about it, even if you had a son, you just do not know. You know, Black people, you need to wake the fuck up. Black youth, you need to wake the fuck up. We have so much dealing on our plate. We have to deal with the human trafficking, the sex trafficking. We have to worry about the cops. We have so much on our plate. Why the fuck are you doing some dumb shit like hurting another queen? I get it. The girl might get on your nerves. The girl might say something. The girl might have cheated on. Who cares? If it's not blatantly affecting you as a man, as a king, keep that shit moving. If she played you and dissed you, keep that shit moving. There's more girls out there. I keep on stressing this point. I don't know what the cause of it. This is just my first time hearing this shit. But the shit gets me wild up. The shit gets me mad. Because certain things like this should not happen.
At all.
And then when the guys get caught, what are they gonna say? What's the excuse now?
This is what I mean. When they get caught, and I haven't looked up any updates, so I don't know if they were caught or anything. But come on, we already know how it's gonna go. It's gonna be cries and it's gonna be sob stories and it's gonna be I'm sorry. It should have not been done.
Yes, and to top it off, the white man loves that shit, man. When you go to jail, who profits? The white man. We not profiting off of that. We don't. No money goes into the black community when you fucking go to jail. No money.
There's an interview, and I'm not gonna say the dude name. I don't want to mess it up, but the numbers were he said it costs up to $300,000. $300,000 a year to keep certain people in jail.
It's a big business, bro. It's a big business.
$100,000 was put into these actual communities a year to actually fix shit. My bad to kind of steer off. Like to a lot they were saying, like there's really nothing else to say. Like this just is not the time for this shit to be happening, and there's not a time for it to be happening, period, in general or across the board.
Yes.
I'm done talking to the dudes that's doing that shit and everything like that. Cause the way how I operate is the same way it's the same way what's going on is operating in a sense. People are tired of just talking and asking. That's why the riots happen. That's why protests turn violent sometimes. So people are just tired. They're tired. You've been doing so much for so long, they're tired. So I'm not speaking to the dudes involved in that. I'm speaking to the women. Me encourage every woman out there. Get a legal firearm, pepper spray, a taser. Protect yourself against the ones that for some reason just can't get that right. And I'm sorry, but I'm not speaking of a place of rehabilitation and saying, well, you know, their home life might not be good and this and that. I can't do that right now because I literally watched a young girl get tossed in a dumpster and laughed at while she was crying.
Yeah, and I want to jump on that for a second too. And I do not want to continue to go around this. You know what I'm saying? And if you fellas are mad at what's happening right now, if you guys are bored on what's happening right now, I don't agree with it, but take your anger out some other way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are rioting. A lot of people are destroying buildings. I would agree with destroying a building before you destroy a girl or destroy a queen. You know, I would rather you throw a brick through a window, rather than hurting a girl, despite what she has done to you. She could have called you all the names in a book. She could have cheated on you. Whatever she did, that she received was not worth it. She did not deserve it. And I'm not saying that I'm for the rioting and looting. I'm not saying I'm for that. What I'm saying is that these men need to handle themselves accordingly. I'm happy we kind of touched on this subject too, because I also want to say a rest in peace to all the trans people who passed away too. And I heard that they got beat up as well. And I do not agree with that. If you as a person do not like a person that's trans for whatever reason, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself and just keep it moving. You don't have to look at them weird. You don't have to treat them weird. You don't have to beat them up. That's it. You don't like them, just leave them alone. Let them be civilized. Let them figure out their life. They already have enough on their plate. They're trying to figure out their identity. They have to figure out their identity, then they have to figure out their purpose, they have to figure out their passion, they have to figure out their existence in life. They already have enough on their plate. Their plate is 2 Thanksgiving dinners on their plate at all times. All eyes are watching them. Leave them the fuck alone.
Simple as that. And I'm gonna say something, one line that everyone should get is very simple. Who's ever the biggest gangster you know, if you don't got the balls to walk up to them and say whatever you want, then stop doing it to the people that you know can't defend themselves. Stop. What's the point? Or do it to somebody that you know is not going to react that way.
Because let me tell you, you keep on doing it, your time is coming. God, universe, Mother Nature doesn't believe in wrong. Your day will come. It might look like you moving through the cracks, but your day is going to come. And when it comes, you're gonna have that moment where you think back of all the shit that's happened. That's how karma plays. That's how karma comes. Karma don't miss nobody. Karma don't miss nobody. All right. Oh man, like it's just too much every day. And I want to say this for and pardon me for saying that I don't believe that all whites can understand this because they haven't been in our shoes. But Black people, every day something is happening to us. Just like how we are getting sick and tired of the police brutalities, it's the same way we are getting tired of kings being molested, girls being raped, guys being shot, girl being thrown in the dumpster. Black people have to preach and tell the Hispanic community, you know, like we already have enough on our plate. Doesn't it get tiring? Don't you get sick and tired of that shit? Don't you as a Black person get sick of seeing your own people get hurt? It don't bother you? This ain't like fucking Black Panther when it was both fighting each other and then they realized what the fuck they were doing and then they all just stopped because they realized that they was killing each other. It's the same fucking shit. If y'all don't see, yeah. If y'all don't learn from examples that you see in real life, fucking learn from a fucking movie.
If you don't agree with something, then move the fuck on. Simple as that. Me and this man disagree on a lot. Are we fighting each other? Are we talking to each other in a certain manner? You agree to disagree and that's it.
And it's okay to disagree. It's okay to disagree. And this is what I'm saying. You niggas are bored. And I hate to say the N-word, man, because I pride myself on not saying it. But you ninjas are bored. So go get some money, man. Go start a business. Go focus on ownership. All right? Because if you was focused on money, then you wouldn't be focusing on this throwing a girl in the dumpster.
And think about what you're doing as a group. Like I love this quote. I always forget who said it. I think Denzel on reference to it one time before. I love this quote. If you hang around 5 millionaires, you'll become the 6th millionaire. You hang around you hang around 5 people that's not doing shit, you're gonna be the 6th one not doing nothing. So really look at the group you chilling with. Y'all not lifting each other up. You're not motivating each other. Mm-hmm. It don't seem like y'all having beneficial conversations, like the conversations that we need to be having.
Yeah.
Instead, y'all get together to throw a girl in a dumpster or
Yeah.
do some dumb shit. We all rally together. We all get crazy when it's the white people doing shit, and I'm always gonna be for that. Always gonna be for that. I'm sorry, but I'm never gonna be the ones that's gonna be for that and then come back to my neighborhood and then not address what the fuck is going on here.
Facts. Like, even a little thing right now, like it's been happening. Like if you got the Citizens app or you got Rain Alert or whatever, you see how people are stealing packages, right? Like black people are the most dumbest people, you know. And this is not even throwing shots at my own race. You know what I'm saying? Like why would you hurt your own like why would you hurt your own people? Like why? Like 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 what? African in Africa, how it was back in the day, kings and queens, they bartered, they traded. If they wanted something, if one person had rice and the other person had like cassava or fruit, they would trade with each other. There was no robbing each other because everybody had enough. You know, if your situation is hurting, go work on your situation. You see people out there collecting cans to get money, do that. You see people doing Grubhub and Seamless and Uber Eats and all this delivery. Hop on that. There's ways to make money without actually having a 9 to 5 job. We already know that. You don't gotta go stealing somebody's, you know, packages because it's gonna give you a natural high, it's gonna give you a rush or get you like no, that's wrong. And it's the wrong time to be doing it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. We know what we're up against. You see several videos where a white cop apprehends a white person without using extreme force as far as executing their life. You know, and we need to take that road of not executing each other's life. What also is happening right now is you see a lot of Kevins and Karens right now. You know, like black kings, black queens. Look at what we're up against. Look how the attack is so strong.
It's so blatant.
Yeah, it's right in our face, man. Right in our face, bro. Like we have to wake up. We need to heal. We need to educate ourselves. We need to stop pretending that all of this stuff that we see doesn't affect us individually, because it affects us whether we're safe or not. If you go to bed and you're privileged to wake up to see another day, and you know that your brothers and sisters are being hurt somewhere in the world, it's affecting you. It is. Because at the end of the day, we are the same. We are all brothers and sisters. I don't even know how to articulate this to you. You know what I'm saying? And this would be a message that shouldn't be trendy. This whole Black Lives Matter bullshit, and I'm gonna say it's bullshit because it's happening to come like a trend, and we are not trend. You know what I'm saying? Like we are not a trend. We are people. We are a part of this human species and should be treated like that. You know?
That's why I say don't stop. Like I get it. It's is booming right now from a social media standpoint. It's every other post, it's everywhere. But don't let it die down when things seem like they're going back to normal. Don't go back to just regular post or you at the beach or at a cookout, whatever. Just make sure whatever you standing on now, what you're saying, you keep it going. Don't just say it for the moment. Things that we talk about on this podcast, things that we talk about in our personal life, things that we put on our social medias. Go back through the history. I'll unarchive some posts like we've been speaking about this and standing on it. So everybody else who's on that time now, keep it going. To the people who are not of color as well, who's been riding for the cause and protesting and doing everything they can, keep it going. When things die down and everybody go back to work and the racial tension, I guess, disappears or fades or whatever, don't stop, because it never disappears, it never fades.
It never fades. Is there in clear sight, and not only do we have to fight this, we have to fight Bill Gates and this vaccine shit. So it's just like more shit on top of shit, and I always had a saying, when shit hits the fan, it makes a stinky ass room. And the room stinks. Like, the room is smelly and it takes more than Febreze and ammonia and bleach to clean it up right now, and we have to do the work. You understand that we didn't get put into slavery, but we have to get ourselves out of slavery. Like, do you understand that simple sentence? We didn't put ourselves into slavery, but we have to take ourselves out of slavery, right? The white man is afraid that in the future, the population is going to become majority of Black and brown people, right? So they're trying to kill us all off, right? And knowing that foresight, imagine if we never get there. And imagine if we do not become the majority. Imagine if we don't have any history left to create for the future Black and brown kings and queens who are going to come on this earth. What? Yes, this is going to become history, but with all of this bullshit going on, it's distracting you from becoming an owner and having ownership. It's distracting you from having history, so another Black king and another Black queen can be inspired to move forward. It's distracting you, man. All this shit got to stop. It's so simple. Ownership, separation. We build our own. The Jewish people, they have their own hospital, they have their own ambulance, they have their own thing. Yes, I know we had the Black Wall Street. Yes, they burned it down. Yes, I understand that. It's time to rebuild again. You see certain countries in Africa are inviting us to come back. We need to unify, and this is going to take the strength of Blacks, brown, meaning the entire Caribbean, and people who, quote unquote, say that they're for us. And until then, we're still going to be divided. And this is this is the chess. This is the chess game that they're playing. This is the chess game they're playing. All of this is working in their favor so they can create one world. And we're not smart enough to see this.
Stop accepting things until you actually see the change. The simplest way I could put it is, if you're in a relationship, your man is constantly doing wrong or your girl's constantly doing wrong. And sorry means nothing if they still continuing to do the same acts, still continuing to do the same shit. And that's what I'm gonna just say us. That's what we tend to do sometimes. And that's why I keep stressing the fact of keep this going. Even when we get back to some form of normality, still keep it going. Don't accept the sorry. Don't accept just the band-aid on it. That band-aid not going to stick to your skin forever. That sorry not going to last forever because they're going to continue to do the same shit. This fight that has abrupted, this fight that has, I don't want to say started because this has been going on for forever. But right now, this fight that's going on, we need to keep it going on completely.
Facts, and we need to stay on top of it. I'm challenging New York. I'm challenging LA. California. I'm challenging Chicago. I'm challenging everybody who listens to this message. To speak. You hear a lot of new music that's talking about what's happening, police brutality and stuff. You want to hear my thoughts on it? We don't need it right now. We don't. You want to hear the song that we need? We need to Heal the World Part 2. I've been saying this for the last 3 years.
You had a part 2, right? Well, Wyclef for Haiti, right? I'm bugging.
I don't know. But we need a part 2. Like I can honestly say that the best thing that about this, and I don't even want to say it's the best thing. The only thing that's good about this is that you can see people's true colors and their true intentions. And that's it. That's it. A lot of things have to be changed. We need to do the footwork so we can make this better. Yeah. I think we said enough.
Said a lot on it. Once again, we had a outline planned, and the time kind of went to this. But
yeah. I really want to emphasize about this activist that passed. Like we have to do a better job, and it goes back to what Desmond was saying earlier about about the kids and a victim who got thrown in the dumpster. We need to take accountability. Like if this activist is proclaiming that she's been raped and et cetera, and she's been speaking her truth, please note that that's a cry for help. All right. Please note that it's a cry for help. It's not time to take advantage of her in that situation. It is not. A queen who could have been what's the word? Revolutionary. I don't even know if that's the word, but she could have been revolutionary. 19, an activist. Look how young is that? She was making her gates up there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, moving forward, we need to do a better job. And hold each other accountable. To the families who lost those individuals who are hung, my condolences, and to the family of the activists, because this is still heartfelt from all of us. Our sincere condolences You know, I know a lot of people, you know, they have podcasts, they have YouTube, they have all of this stuff. They say my condolences, you know, and for me, I always play devil's advocate in the situation. I don't know if it's actually sincere or if they're saying it for trendy reasons or they gain attraction, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here to judge. However, I want to say from both of us, from Desmond and I, that we sincerely are sorry for your loss. You know, we've experienced loss from our lives, and though it hasn't been to that degree, we can sympathize with you. And we do sympathize with you and show you nothing but compassion and empathy during this time. You know, um, to the people who lost their life due to being hung, there's a message going around that's saying Black people don't hang themselves. And it's true. We sure do not. You know?
Cool.
You know, it is not in our history. You know? I'm gonna do a moment of silence and then you wanna continue this? You wanna I mean, how do you feel about this? Because I feel like there's
Yeah.
so much energy, so much, you know, and I I really didn't expect this, you know, to come out this way. You
Yeah.
know, to be quite honest, I personally didn't want to do this podcast today, you know, because just, you know, everything going on, but I felt the need to speak. You know, you have a platform, use it for the right reasons, put good energy out there and hope for the best. And that's why we're here. So
After the, I mean, you know, we've been on for some time, so after, like you just said, wasn't expected. After the moment of silence, we'll end the show, and next episode we'll get back to the regular topic. I'm gonna say it now at the end of this episode. That way, also people know, you know, not just what to expect, but we're already super involved as far as making sure we do our part and talk about the things we need to talk about. Next episode, we're just gonna kind of take a break for a while, you know, and yeah, so that's
yeah, and I also want to um I want to send my apologies, you know, for not pronouncing those names of the people who passed. You know, me, I want to honor those people. So if I cannot pronounce your name, I'm not going to. I'm not going to butcher your name. You know, in this process of still mourning, you know, your death. You know, I have an African name as well. You know, so I know when people butcher my name, I know what it does. You know, so I am not going to take this time, especially when family and friends are still mourning and butcher your name. But, you know, to the activists, to the people that was hung, to the people who has dealt with the Kevins and Karens, you know what I'm saying? You're in our thoughts. We're praying for the families and close friends. Um, Laura London and Vanessa Bryan, you know, we are still praying for you. And we pray that you find some sort of peace and strength during this time. I couldn't even imagine, you know, how you are feeling right now. And I also pray that all the other cases get opened up, you know, from Mike Brown to Sandra Bland to
Martin.
yes, 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 yes. You know, you got George Zimmerman still out there. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing. Let me stop.
To be continued. Um, Once again, thank you guys for listening. Um, my name is Lade.
Desmond Bonet.
You just tuned into They Fired Us.
Bang bang.
See you on the next episode. If this was anything for you guys, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
And before we get into the moment of silence, I know we didn't open up the way we usually do, but as it is something that I follow, peace, love, tranquility. Roll up the weed and get high, people.
Yeah, today's not even in the spirit steam and do it, but peace, love, tranquility. Roll up the weed and get high. We're gonna do a moment of silence, and then we're just gonna end like that. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And rest in peace to the victims that lost their life to police brutality, racism, injustice, and inequality. See you guys soon. Be safe out there.
Let's take care of each other.